Welcome to another episode of Dinner Starts Here. We are outside, you called it Citrus City.
Yeah.
Citrus City, outside of Orangeville, because I was shocked at where's Citrus City? Am I really that close? I thought I was near Orangeville. Orangeville is Citrus City. Fun fact number one. With Kelsey, thanks for having me.
No problem.
So Kelsey, tell me, what's your farm?
First of all, welcome to Laurel Leaf Farm.
Cool.
Here on our farm, we actually grow a few grains. So we grow soybeans, wheat, and then we also grow corn some years. And then, but our main thing that we grow is pumpkins.
You're a pumpkin farmer. and let me be very clear here. I have never seen somebody so excited for what they farm as you. You are a very passionate pumpkin farmer. Why do you grow pumpkins?
Well, for a few reasons.
Pumpkin families, like this is this is your grandparents' farm you're at on here. Pumpkins were not part of their crop diversity. Why did you bring pumpkins kind of home to the farm?
Well, so I actually grew up on a farm south of Ottawa in Kemptville area, and there we grew pumpkins and asparagus and gourds and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
So I kind of got hooked on them then as a young kid, and then as I grew up, I started to notice that a lot of people come October, come even September, they always love pumpkins. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to do when I first decided to move to this farm was I said, what are some of the challenges of being in this area? Because every farm has its challenges, no matter what. And so in this area, because we're so close to Orangeville, and actually we're only an hour from downtown Toronto, as you experienced.
I drove up from Toronto, and there is traffic everywhere all the way to your... Like, you can hear the traffic going by. It's still here.
yeah, lovely, busy corner there.
So what is the challenge with urban sprawl? Why is it a problem to have so many people and traffic and all that kind of stuff?
Well, it's a few things. So the first big thing is that the cost of land really increases, so it becomes harder for us to grow in terms of buying more land to grow our farm.
Because developers are buying it, so
so developers are buying it, and then also we're not necessarily a huge farm. So I wanted to kind of work with what I had, knowing that was a challenge, that urban sprawl was a challenge. So I figured, I like people. Yeah. People are cool. People love pumpkins, and I love pumpkins. Let's put it together.
All together. And so, but last question before we go see the pumpkins is, like, you don't fit, and one of the comments that I've gotten from these videos before is that, wow, it's not all old men that are farmers. No. You don't fit either of the old or men part.
No.
Why? Because you also work full-time as well.
Yeah.
So then, like, what, at nights you work on the farm, and weekends you're working around here?
Yeah.
Why put yourself through all that?
Because I'm crazy. Clearly. No, I do it because I love it. Yeah. I think that's the pure and simple answer for it. And I think that I was very fortunate to grow up in a very supportive family that said, they didn't separate us from, the boys gotta do this work and the girls gotta do this work. I mean, I was out there picking asparagus growing up every night after school.
Found some pumpkins, Kelsey. They're all over the place.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
There's lots of them. A few big ones here, a few little ones. Like, how's this for a pumpkin crop?
Well, to be honest, this year it's been kind of wet, so we haven't really had the best year to grow pumpkins, just because it's been consistently wet from planting all the way through growing. But we've had a lot of sun in the last week, and they're really starting to come along now. So I'm quite hopeful that they're going to come through.
Come now.
Yeah.
You were a little worried for
Yeah. We have a month and 1 week till grand openings of the U-Pick.
Yeah.
So that'll be great.
Obviously, this is not just kind of appeared on their own. It was wet in the spring, but like, do you come in and plant seeds? Like, how do you get pumpkins started?
So we buy our seeds from a seed company called Stoke Seeds. And what we do is we actually have a 4-row corn planter. That's basically a finger planter. So it means that you don't need to have it hooked up to a PTO and be powered by a tractor. It just needs to be pulled by a tractor, and then the seeds drop out.
Oh, cool.
And so we fill up 2 rows of it, so not all 4, because they need to be separated fairly far apart.
Oh, wow.
So they're actually 60-inch row spacing.
Oh, really?
Which you wouldn't know looking at.
Like they're
all together.
Now, everywhere.
Yeah. And so we actually went in this year. So we had about 2 weeks of rain, and then we had about 3 days where it was nice and sunny. So on day 3, the soil, we were a little too late to go in and kind of break up the soil before planting. So we just went in straight with a planter and went through the grass. And then, yeah, that's how we,
away they come.
And away they come.
Like that, but there's probably a little more between planting day and today. What else does it take to look after pumpkins?
So pumpkins are fairly sensitive in the sense that they can't really, there's really not much that we can do in terms of actually being able to use like a spray of any sort to be able to kind of control some of the weeds. So when it comes to taking care of the pumpkins, we've actually you have to walk through them quite a bit and really be able to look for signs to make sure if there's any disease coming, if there's any pests coming. We've had this year, the only pest I've had to spray for is cucumber beetle. And so you'll see like they damaged some of the pumpkins. I'm gonna have to find some for you, but
that's all right. Not
right here, which is good. So I caught that on pretty early though, which is why there's not as much damage as there could be. So
it's a case of there's like quite a few of the other crops that we've talked about this year. Like there's a bug or a disease that's trying to kill your crop at some point in the year.
Yeah, it's always trying to come at you.
There's no winning unless you get ahead of it. So
yeah.
And then so like harvest, I mean it's pick your own. So is that people come in and do the harvesting for you, or how's that work?
So this is the first year that we'll have a pick your own. So last year I actually did all the harvesting.
Oh, that doesn't sound easy.
I got really good muscles now.
I'd say.
But yeah, so we actually go through and you can kind of see like on pumpkins they have quite a thick stem, and so the way to harvest pumpkins is, of course, once they're fully ripened and orange, you can go through, and I typically like to give at least a 3-4 inch stem on it, and then that way it's a nice handle, because most people want to be able to use them for jack-o'-lanterns or stuff like that. So I usually cut off around there, and then we have a trailer that we throw them in and put them in there. And then last year our market was actually brides, so people getting married, so we custom grew I think I had 5 or 6 brides last year.
Really?
And so we had
like decorations for their wedding?
Yeah, so I grew like everything from jack-o'-lanterns to mini pumpkins to like the little teacup ones, pie pumpkins. I even grew some pink pumpkins last year, which were kind of cool.
Is that actually a thing, or did you just spray paint them?
No, it's like a thing.
There's pink pumpkins?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Like, they're not hot pink, but they're pink.
They're pink. They're noticeably pink.
Yeah. So I grew those last year, and then this year I wanted to open up a pick your own, and kind of, there was nothing like that really in this area at first. There's kind of, people will sell them on the side of the roads and stuff like that, but this was something I wanted to try and give it a go, and so far I've had a lot of interest, so that's good.
That's cool. Cool. Well, thanks for the tour today, Kelsey.
Yeah, no worries. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to ever come out and enjoy some pumpkins.